Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have Hooker's Push for you, a public match in the 1776 limited time event. Before we get into this, thank you to our YouTube members for the support. If you'd like to support, go beneath the video and hit the join button. By doing so, you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do with no ads. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. So, it is currently July 4th. At 6:06 p.m. Central Time, 7:06 p.m. Eastern Time, whatever you like it as, or maybe it's not that, I don't know. But server count right now is 312. It was just at 400, but we switched rounds and the pop drops. Always does that reasonably. But right now the imbalance is perfect on each side. No artillery in this event, which is why we have that. But anyways, our officers for the CSA side, you have fish tartar, you have chicken, except it's spelled wrong. You got forced gump of something, of G. You got Wolfric, Hampshire, and then on the Union side, your officers, you have Dirty Dan, you have Slasher 2, you have Patriot, Pax, and you have Formless Nut. So that is our officers for both sides today. Hooker's Push, traditionally Union on this map get only 3 companies. They only get 3 flags because one of those regiments they have is the Special Cavalry Regiment. However, because we're in a special event, the American side, the attackers, they have 4 flags. And so that's a huge advantage for them because flags are the respawn point for your team. And, you know, when you have 4 compared to 3, that is, you know, you can spawn a couple more guys in every 5 seconds, which is always nice to see, at least from an attacker's side. Also, the attackers all got bucket balls, same with the defenders here. So either side should be able to do a significant amount of damage. It'll be intriguing to see how well the buck and ball goes. Again, the balance for this event was completely thrown out the window, right? It looks like they didn't change the ticket balances at all for these maps, which is fine. You know, it's just a 2-week event. Don't need to put overly too much time to it. It's cool enough as is with the whole reskin and the people acting as such. But it'll be intriguing to see how each side wants to play it. Really, in the past, the American attacking side would like to go up this CSA left side under these rocks here, and then kind of push the British side out this way. Again, the point of contention is in the center of the map. British side can hold here in this defilade here, so that they're in cover from the guys over here, kind of in cover from the guys over here if they do decide to approach. And they'll be on the capture point too. It's a huge advantage, but actually Britain here is going to play real aggressive, which is normally what you don't see from Defender on this map.
Pull back, shoot him, pull back.
And Americans should countercharge this. They got a few good shots here.
Present. Take aim. Independent fire.
Got the Haitians now moving up here. Hessians? Oh, I forgot.
You come to the left side, flanking us, left side.
Gentlemen, retreat.
Hessian. I kept calling them Prussians because I heard someone say that.
Pull back.
And I've been saying it since, and apparently that was wrong. So, normally, you know, especially in this event where everyone's got buck and ball shotguns, essentially, it doesn't really make any sense for the British to be pushing up like this. Now, they are slightly defilated, but obviously they ran over to take some shots. I don't like that from them. You're defending, right? Everyone has shotguns. Why would you put yourself in a position where you are quote-unquote attacking and get into range of that bucket ball when the Americans have the snake fence? Now, it's not like the snake fence is necessarily going to block all the bullets, but, you know.
Yeah, they did.
So, Americans start to push up a little bit aggressive on this side. Meanwhile, you do have some Americans flanking around side through the Hagerstown Turnpike. And that is Slasher 21's guys there. I mean, again, a great flank, but you're still kind of far shots. Buck and ball might not be the most effective in this switch. It doesn't look like they're taking a whole lot of casualties here.
Bloody hell, mate, it's a game.
You're speed running a loss. We want to win.
Present.
Flag over there, about 2 o'clock.
Aim and fire.
Why do people attach wanting to win with it's just a game? I've never understood that.
That officer said that fire command so eloquently. What do you expect, though, from the British officer corps here? So, The British side is kind of fallen back here a little bit. They're very, very slightly deflated. But, I mean, that's the thing, right? Is when you're really zoomed out like this, well, it's kind of hard to see with the fog, but, I mean, even you're zoomed out like this, it doesn't look like there's that much terrain elevation, but there doesn't need to be that big of an elevation change for it to be good cover, right? Like, looks like the British, you know, they're covering at least their knees to the ground, which is better than having your whole body exposed. I mean, if you just look at the difference of the casualties from the Hessians on our left and the British regulars on our right, I mean, the Hessians are taking more casualties there. Americans send a company out towards the center of the map, kind of getting into a shootout. And another thing to note about this event, right, is the shootout, or sorry, since you as a defender just want to sit back and let the attackers come to you with you having buck and ball, it's surprising to see the American side kind of sit back. A lot of these rounds have been very defender biased, and time just runs out, and they can't deal enough of a ticket loss. Now, obviously, sometimes attackers can just go in and get completely wiped, but I don't think, especially on this map, where the main spawn for the Americans is all the way back there, it's like 4 or 5 minutes, to including get your bayonet in a row and going. But the attackers here don't have time to dilly-dally like this. They could early cap the point. It would stop the black timer. If the British were down tickets and they retook the point after an early cap, they could regain some tickets back, but not the worst thing in the world as long as you're giving yourself more time here. So I like the early cap here from PAX, especially since tickets are even overall. So British side not really looking to stop this. Again, right, if these guys just shift to the left here, they can stop the cap from here, but you do have a nice push up here from Slasher 21. And that's maybe why the British side there is holding back. So, Americans, early cap. It stops the black timer. Now the British side is going to have to retake. Gold timer starts underneath the black timer. If the Americans hold all 20 minutes there, they'll outright win the game. But 20 minutes is a long time. And again, right, if the British are down tickets, they retake, they regain tickets.
That ain't happening. That definitely ain't happening.
So, with that all being said, we'll see how the British want to take this. The British, if they want, can talk in the in-game text, but the Americans now pushing up to the rocks, especially with the British side now starting to fall back. Looks like Chicken. They're trying to get a nice little flank here, and I mean, they're getting that right now. And I mean, they are completely oblivious to this flank.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh,
Behind us. Back left.
Nice little flanking volley from the British there. And now they're actually going to charge in here. Good idea, trying to maybe defeat the Americans in detail. And that's a real good charge there from the British side. I mean, really lack of awareness here from the American side, but, you know, they just weren't focusing in that direction. And, you know, it is what it is. So, British takes those rocks. They can start to get a flank inside there. Meanwhile, another American company pushes up on the right side on the top of the hill. And, I mean, the British are threatening, but they're not really tanking.
shoot him.
They're just standing in the middle of the field like retards. Shoot them.
Shoot them goddamn birds, some bitch.
So, British now starting to move in the open field. I'm surprised they're trying to cap from this side down here. The Americans, I think, are smartly pushing up to the top of the hill. Because if the British are going to push them from this northeast side, just go up onto the top of the hill. If you can take this area here, you can turn and face these guys and have the top of the hill. And every time you see an engagement on this map where the one side is down there trying to cap and one side is up here, the team up here always pulls it off.
You smell it? Smell the air. I can smell a shit forming on the other side of that hill. Joe. The charges.
All right.
Oh boy.
Bayonets, fix your bayonets. Company butt fuckers, fix your bayonets. Butt fuckers.
So, British starting to shift back over to the center. I mean, the British, if at all possible, yeah, they really should not have given up the hill like this. This is one thing you see in normal hookers push is, I mean, you just can't let the attacking side just roll up on top here. Americans starting to shift out, maybe spread out a little bit, especially considering the British have fallen off their left. Formless Nut is taking his guys right on the point.
The worst part about that, all my entire regiment was good with.
I mean, this cap has felt like an eternity. It's only been 4 minutes, though.
This one's for King George.
Oh.
Forward into him, lads.
Fuck them up, gentlemen.
Stand fast.
Fuck them up, gentlemen. Fuck them up.
Show bravery, lad.
And I mean, honestly, the British biggest mistake was seriously, they just gave up the ground. That's the best ground in the map. And they let the Americans half the point, and now the rules are flipped, right? British are technically counterattacking. They're attacking. The Americans defending now the point. So, that's a real big mistake on the British to kind of turn this map around, because defenders have won this most of the time. At least every time I've watched it.
Sir, we are too far away for fucking
Yo, I think these guys are trying to kill us.
To do it. We're going to advance.
Alright, we're gonna advance.
Text one ready. Text one ready.
I mean, Americans got a beautiful flank shifting over here. And I mean, this is another part, too, is that the American side here, just zooming out briefly, I mean, both sides are kind of clumped up. The Americans, though, are much more spread out, and they're just getting a crossfire here on the British. And it looks like British are going to go in. Looks like the rest of the British are starting to join, albeit a little late.
Keep moving! Stab once and move on! Fuck you!
Pick up the flag.
Hold your ground, Patriots. Hold your ground. Kill the redcoats.
So the Americans going in for a big flank. I mean, the British are starting to win just from raw numbers alone, but again, they're going in very spread out, and a beautiful flank from Dirty Dan's company here. They're going to be able to get some flags and hit the rear side of this charge. So, I mean, I like the charge here. The question is it going to work? Flags are probably the biggest part, especially when both sides spawn at least a distant away from it. That's 2 British flags. One of them's down right now. Optimus Prime 3003 is trying to run out. Dirty Dan sees him, though, and he wants him.
Come here, boy.
You're mine, bitch.
Get that German ass over here.
Kill that flag bearer! Just lay her on.
Don't you have like a pistol or something? I mean, this guy. Oh, yeah, come on, sit
No,
down.
I already used it. Alright, about face.
So, Americans will win in the end. I mean, that's part of the thing, right? Trying to get those flags down early in those charges is huge. A flag spawns someone in every 5 seconds. You can just take them down early and prevent a couple respawns. That's huge in a charge. And I mean, that's also why it sucks that Union only gets 3 flags on this map, at least attacking. It makes it extremely difficult for them. So, the British will, despite all of that, be able to get all their flags back in the end. They recruit. So, yeah, great maneuvering from the American side. Again, a poor British charge. The British side is just, they're just not making great plays overall. They've played a pretty bad round on a map that they should not be doing that bad. I thought this would have been a lot closer, especially with how much the defenders are winning.
We're staying here. Everybody else get the fuck
Get
away
the
from
hell
here.
out of here.
Maryland
What
A,
you gotta do
Maryland
is
A,
press
press
T.
T. Maryland A, press T.
Maryland A, we're moving
All your
out. Go
star.
east. Go east.
So, wow. Wow, wow, wow. But, I mean, good job on the British part, you know, getting their flags back. That's just an impressive thing on its own, considering at least one of them was down within the American lines. But, yeah, British side's going to form up. Again, they've still got 12 minutes on that gold timer to try and retake the point, but it's going to be that much harder, because, as mentioned before, right, the British, they can capture the point from this side of the defilade here. The Americans have to come at them through an open field when they have cover, but now imagine you just flip this around. Now the Americans have the exact same thing on the British side, and it's going to be very difficult. I mean, even if the British want to come from this side here, I mean, Americans have not that much, but they have somewhat of a defilade on this side as well. The British can try to flank around this side, but the corn is out of bounds for them, so if they came this way, it's in the wide open field. So it's a rough... Honestly, they could outright hold this for 11 minutes and win the game. This is... it's rough. It's rough out here.
I see it. We have 3 flags in front of us. One of our friendlies is on our left. We stay here.
I forgot
Move
we
it
had
up
some
to
French
this
among us.
line. Take aim as they're running. Down that line. Take aim. Steady.
Can't see shit.
Fire. Yeah, they're really far. I'm pretty sure we're...
There you go.
So the really one of the only things the British team can do at this point is just group up and hit at once. You can sit and shoot this out, but if I were the British side, I would not want to do that, because remember, right? If the British do take this point, which is not looking great, but you know they could, right? If they retake the point, they go up to the percentage of tickets that the original attacking team is at. And since the British are down, the original defenders, they'll go up to whatever tickets the Americans are at, percentage-wise, once they retake. Now, if the British just sit back and shoot this out with the American side, right, that means the Americans are losing tickets, which means the British can't regain as many tickets. That's why when a counterattack starts, you want to try to immediately retake the point if you're a defender, especially if you're down on tickets. Because Americans are dying right now, and that means the British won't be able to regain as many tickets. Now, it might not be a lot, because shooting at this distance doesn't, you know, track for a whole lot, but, you know, every ticket matters. And I mean, if you're an attacker, American side here, sure, it would suck if you lost the point here and the British regained a bunch of tickets, but if you're an attacker and you're keeping the tickets even throughout the whole match, you're doing a great job. And that's just because of how the last morale stage works of each side, which we can explain more if we get to that point. But the British team, they're just not acting together. They're so unbelievably spread out right now. And I know it's hard to coordinate, but that's what you kind of got to do to win this game. I mean, the thing is, right, the British team could all group up and they could charge together and the Americans could respond perfectly and stop them. Sure. But that's going to give you the best shot to do something, unlike what we see now with the British just shooting out, wasting time. You know, they've got 8.5 minutes. It's a lot of time, but if the British charge 2 more times, I mean, that's going to be most of the counterattack.
Do not fear, you're here for the king.
We're gonna take those rocks, guys. We're gonna take those rocks.
We've just taken a horrific...
Shift to the left, grenadiers.
Shift left, let's go. Left,
10th grenadiers, shift to your left.
Up the hill, up the hill.
You there, peasants on the right.
And I mean, this is just also something that we saw this earlier with the British charge. But when you say an order, you got to give people a couple seconds to comprehend the order and then go. Or else you get a really long snake like this. And it's not always good. So, British side getting up on the rocks.
Hold on these rocks, guys. Hold on these rocks.
They're getting a little closer
Get your
here.
bucking ball loaded. Get your bucking ball loaded. There's the whole company right in front of us. No. There's a company to our right. We'll get pincered. We need to hold them off and wait for our boys.
Mate,
Alright,
oh my god.
So now you got more. You got the Hessian company pushing forward here. It looks like both of them, their whole regiment. And we're about to get in a close quarters combat. But before we get into this, we have Longstreet here with us to commentate. He's a little busy, came in late, but that's perfectly fine. We're glad he's here. He was with us the other night, but Longstreet, would you like to introduce yourself? Oh, it's not picking you up. It's not picking you up. This is so sad. Give it a second. Wow, now it's picking you up. Would you like to introduce yourself? It takes a moment always.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying it was crazy. I wasn't even in the Discord, and then all of a sudden I got pulled into Discord. It's pretty crazy. Eagle kidnapped me. Yeah, so I'm Longstreet. I'm with the Guns War of Rights. Sorry, I was saying another game. Wow. War of Rights official Discord, and 8th Florida and IVB. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're glad.
And yeah, it was fun last stream, so looking forward to this one too.
Yeah, so to briefly catch you back up, the Americans kind of just captured the point here, and the British team was just not acted together the whole round. Now they're all kind of pushed up together. The British did just wipe one American company on their right side, but it's not looking great for the rest of the British team. The Americans just slowly kind of overwhelming here. And I mean, the Americans flipped it. They turned into a defensive map, and when everyone has Buckenball, defenders are probably going to do better, because you would think they'd hold a position. The attackers have to charge at them through an open field, but 5.5 minutes on that gold timer.
We're proving them wrong.
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, I like this. I keep calling it the American Wall. The strat they're doing, where the America seems to blob together and win, and yeah, they're going in right now. So let's see what happens.
So that's one Hessian flag down right now. Oh, never mind. It gets picked right back up. Yeah, that wall is pushing in.
It looks like the boys have done it. The boys are back in town.
Wow.
What a charge. That was crazy.
Got some Freebird going, of course. The most appropriate song to play there. So, yeah, that's all 4 flags down for the British side there. That's a sweep, and there should be no reason why the Americans lose this. I mean, Britain has they played a bad round. Again, to kind of catch you up, the Americans, they just walked up to where they're at right now at the beginning of the round, essentially. Like, the British just let them have it.
Right,
and it was, yeah. It's, again, just poor play for the British overall. So, you know, surely. Now we're at 390 again, back up there. It's good to see. But, I mean, at this point, the flags, they have a 5-minute despawn timer on them, so they were dropped within the last minute or so, so the British aren't going to be able to get them back naturally, so they got to run in and pick them up. Because normally, right, 5-minute despawn, they'll despawn, someone gets spawned at main with them, but yeah, they're not going to be able to get them back, and what that means is they got to spawn at main, and their main's a little far away. They got 3 minutes left. This is just going to be we're just going to kind of wait the clock out here, really. I mean, we're just going to see British get slaughtered as they move through the open.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought they were going to move out together, and now I'm just seeing, like, Rambos, like, not guys without an officer, and they're just kind of, like, shooting, or, like, they don't know what they're doing. So hopefully when the big blob comes, then they'll group up with them, and then I don't know what they're going to try to do. But
yeah, I don't know if there's much they can do, really. Happy 4th.
If they went straight, happy 4th, yeah, happy 4th. If they went straight for point, I think it would be interesting. But I'm not going to say they'll win, but it'll be interesting.
Yeah. we're locked in. It's over. We'll just skip to the next round, guys. We admin end of the round.
All right, it's all over.
It's all over. This is how the British felt at the end of the Revolutionary War. They just all ran
Men,
out rambling.
it's all over. We're retreating to the homeland.
Wow. Man, I thought this match, because at least in normal War of Rights, the CSA have been dominating this from what I've been watching as of late. I thought it would maybe be a little closer. I wouldn't think it'd be a blowout like this. It's just... But I mean, the Americans have kind of been dominating most of the time, at least that I've watched.
This is not the biggest blowout I've seen, but it's still a blowout.
What's the biggest? Like for this event?
I've seen a battle ready and like final push, or no, it was like an engaged and final push.
Holy crap! I've seen that in contention.
Yeah.
American British charging. Americans pushing out real far.
It wasn't on this map though. I can't remember what the map was, but I just remember it was nuts. And it was skirmish. It wasn't contention. This makes it crazier.
Yeah. So British do win that charge there. Not terribly surprising. The Blob will win eventually. They got a minute left. They need to get more bodies on point to win. Here comes another American company streaming in.
Bit of a suicide charge there.
Yeah. Doesn't matter though. Does not. So, yeah, I know you saw the whole round Long Street, and it was such a thrilling whole round, but Americans should take this. You got any thoughts?
Wow. 10 minutes of combat. 5 minutes of me watching the combat. I gotta say, I like the teamwork America's doing. Team America, all the way.
No bias here in the commentary.
Well, I mean, you know, there's a little bit of a, you know.
No, there's never any bias in commentary. Never. We're reporting live on the ever-changing battlefield.
Impossible! It's a witch hunt!
So, I will say, though, the Eastwood skirmish map before this, the British did win by, like, a 3/4 to a whole morale stage, so...
Oh, wow.
I guess yeah. Wow. So, really not much more to say.
People in the Discord, people in the Discord keep saying the British never win, but you know, I've seen otherwise, so I don't know what servers they're in, but
not the
there's interesting stuff going on.
My screen's doing like a 360 spin right now.
Mine just did that too. Yeah, is this the new animation?
I wouldn't mind it. It's clean. It's clean.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
This was the real update that we got. Not some 1776 models, but yeah, I mean, Americans, they played a great game. The British just sat back and let the Americans take ground. And I mean, they had some nice flanks. They had moments, but they didn't win the whole thing.
Yeah.
I remember
Did they ever go to the right? Like the
yeah, they outflanked the Americans from that side once and wiped them, one company, but then just never, they just eventually left. So anyways, good hookers round.